Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. It's Chuck here. We got a list of, I think, 17 properties. There's some interesting stuff here. Before we get to that, I just want to let you know that we're doing a Milton buyer class on Thursday night. We've had probably over 450 people come to the class in the last 4 or 5 years. It's a great event. We talk about how to budget for your house, all the hidden costs. We look at how to get some free money if you're buying your first home using none of your own money. It's a fantastic thing. We just ran a class about it about a week and a half ago. We also have real pictures from home inspections. We talk about how to buy homes with zero down. We talk about all that stuff. It's about a 2-hour class, maybe a little bit more, and you get all your questions answered. Really good thing. So miltonbuyerclass.com, or you can just sign up over there. And again, Thursday night would be a great opportunity for you. So let's get to today's list. It's 100 Millside Penthouse 4 is the first one up, and it's at $249,900. Maintenance fees are $407, and it's only a one-bedroom, but it's a very renovated one-bedroom. It looks terrific to me. Extra cabinets here because sometimes you find that it can be really tricky to store stuff. Now, I don't know if those cabinets are going to interfere with your ability to use the stove here. It'd be something to check out. Very rare to find in condos pot drawers, and it looks like they've done a lot of them in here. So good stuff. I love the looks of it. I like the handles. Laundry right in your bathroom, so not a ton of space, but I think that it has it where it counts, and I think that there's definitely an audience for a place like this. Most of the suites in this building are bigger, so having a smaller one could just appeal to somebody who probably wants to save $300-400 a month. Ontario Street North, number 52. It's a 252, and it's a 3-bedroom. It's got 2 washrooms, including one full one upstairs. And looks clean, tidy. It's got a pass-through from the kitchen, so it has a bit of that open concept. And looks like it backs onto other homes. I mean, it's always a concern for me when some of these back right onto Ontario, just from a noise perspective. But this one looks okay. I haven't checked the sales in here recently, so it's hard to say how it fits with the rest of the sales, but we've seen a pretty good appreciation in a lot of these condo townhomes in the last, I would say, even 30 to 60 days. Now, Dawson Crescent is a home. Really, it's one of the last opportunities I think anyone's going to have this year in 2012 to buy a townhouse for under $300,000 without any condo fees. And we're even seeing the 3-story ones are starting to become normal to get up in the threes. So the home itself, if you look at where it is geographically, so it's right here, and then you've got one other home, and then there's a block of townhomes right here, and then if you look further, you've got train tracks right here. So you hear the train, it's right up there, it's higher up. A lot of people that live close to the train say it's not really a big deal. After a couple weeks, you hardly notice it. I don't know, I've never lived there. I can't say from firsthand experience. But that's just a factor you just want to be aware of with this home. And I don't know if maybe that block of townhomes would actually create a noise barrier. I guess it probably would in some respects. Inside the home, it's a little bit long and narrow. It's got the kitchen, not quite as open concept, a little bit older style. And upstairs, big, long master bedroom. They have 2 other rooms and no finished basement on this one. It looks okay to me. I'd rather be on the north side of this one. I think there's some real positive things, and I think it's going to attract activity just by nature of the price point. 1491 Maple, number 213, is at $298. 2-bedroom plus a den. It's got 2 washrooms on this one. We've seen these models go up in the threes, and so at $298, I think they're competitive. They look good. They might have a shot. Maintenance fees are a very affordable, at least for from the per square foot basis, about $281.15. And there's 1 parking space included in. You'd have to pay your utilities on top of that, and looks nice. It's just a question of how upgraded is it, and that's probably going to reflect on how long it's going to take them to sell. Bernard is at $325. 3-bedroom, 2-washroom. It's a 3-story, and when you look at the room sizes, it's not the small one because you've got 3 bedrooms here, so you know that you're talking about probably close to 1,300 square feet. It looks like there's laminate in the living room, and that's combined with the dining as well. So you know what? That's what these models typically go for. It might be a Brent Ridge End, it might be a Spring Ridge or a Woodbine model. Either way, that's sort of the price they're going for. If it looks good, I think these guys will have no trouble at all. Thompson Road, it's in Amesbury, 1130 square feet, 3-bedroom. You got one full bathroom upstairs plus a powder room on the main level. Basically one open room here, and then you've got your kitchen, and it's decently upgraded. Nice backsplash there. There's your fridge. Taking stuff off the fridge if you're getting your home ready is a good thing. You've got the entryway from the garage, and then you've got the stairs down to the basement. The rooms are not bad in here. It's a good starter option. We've started to see these float around that 330 mark, and even last year they were 320, 322. So we've seen some good appreciation. Now, my issue, being on Thompson, it's on a little sort of cutout off of Thompson, so it's a quiet street. You can't have people park in front of your house, so they usually have to park on a side street far away. So that's a consideration if you usually get a lot of guests or you like to entertain. But for the noise factor of being on Thompson, I'm really not seeing people adjust their price accordingly. And I'm not seeing buyers, I think, take the proper consideration into being on a busy street. And when we're in a hot market like this, I mean, you just don't see that adjustment made, maybe 1% difference. Whereas I remember times in Milton in a more balanced market when you'd take 3 or 4% off a home for being on a busy street or having a noise factor close by. Same with train tracks. So I guess my message, what I'm really trying to say is just if markets ever change and you had a whole whack of competition and buyers aren't as plentiful as they are now, would buying a home on Thompson really be in your best interest, or is it better to wait and buy something on a quieter street? Or if you do decide to buy this one, how much of a buffer do you really need if you had more competition? Because I bet you if there were 10 other homes exactly the same as this for sale, and this one's on Thompson, you're going to see an effect. But the problem is right now there's only 1 or 2 that are ever for sale, and so it's a very brisk, fast-moving price range. So my advice to you is definitely make a few percentage points adjustment for being on Thompson, even if the historical sales don't reflect it. I think that's a prudent thing to do. Barclay Circle is $359. It's a Bryant model. It's 1235 square feet. And so what's nice is most of the time the Bryant has a bay window here. So when it's a square elevation like this, it actually opens that room up a lot and it creates just a little bit more square footage, but it's really needed in that room because it's not a huge room. Good looking floors. You've got stainless steel appliances here. And overall, I think it shows really well. There's a basement here. We just had one of these models, same model with a finished basement at $349, gone in a couple days over on Hamilton. So at $359, can they support it? I think they're definitely within range, and we're just seeing this up in the prices in this range. Now, Gowling Terrace is a semi-detached 369.5, basically starter point, it seems like, for semis these days. And so you've got a long room, then you have your kitchen, and it looks like you've got a bit of an eat-in, and then there's a bathroom just over to the side here. It's one of the older models. I can't recall which one it is. They don't build them anymore. It's probably like 1,300 square feet, something like that. Bedrooms are a little bit small. 10.5 by 7.87 is not huge, so you definitely want to watch the size of the rooms there. Davis Lane 374.9. Surprised this one hasn't sold. I've seen this is a front back house. So what you see basically is I think it might be this one. And you can see fences can only go up to a certain height. So you get these low fences there, if at all. That's your backyard. So you've got the front of the house on the other side with the garage and a long driveway. But that's like, if you have kids that want to play outside, this is not really a great home. Now, 4-lane road behind, so obviously very, very busy. Now, what's nice is if you look over here, this is the Catholic high school. Some dudes hanging out over there. And then if we just do a full-on rotation, you'll see that the leisure center's here, the library is just down the road, the GO train is probably about a 10-15 minute walk from this home. So there's a lot of things that are close by, and I do think that that's a very positive thing for this home. Now, when you go inside, it's got some wonderful upgrades in here. The hardwood floors, you've got upgraded light fixtures, the cabinets, the colors are designer colors, and a good looking basement too. So I think that this one definitely brings the heat. I really personally, I don't like the location of them from a noise perspective, but I like the location because it's so close to everything too. And I think Main Street, as Milton grows, is only going to continue to get busier and busier. So just take that into consideration as well. Diamond, 429 detached. It's a 3-story. It's got a double car garage behind, and then there's a deck on top. So you really don't have a backyard with this one. And so it's a good floor plan. That's your main level right there. And then you've got your second floor, kind of bold colors. I mean, those can sometimes make rooms look a little bit smaller. And I don't know, hard to sell a vacant house. They show all their little defects because you're not distracted by furniture or anything like that. My personal preference is if you're not going to have a backyard, save yourself 20 or 30 grand. Go buy one of the townhomes that are attached and be on your way with it. It is probably one of the lower priced options if you're looking if a double garage is a must-have for you. McNeil Drive is $449.9. And so it's a Wyndham corner, about 1,850 square feet. There's your kitchen. And we saw one of these lists, I think last week or the week before, up in the 450s. And I think that this one certainly is just as comparable to that one. And they've already got an offer. So these guys at $449, I don't think are going to last very long at all. It's a nice floor plan. It's got a good balance. You've got a separate living dining room. And so McDougall Crossing is one of those what we call mirror postings. So these are guys that have elected to be their own listing sales reps. And so can you bring an agent to negotiate an offer on this? Absolutely. But you're just dealing with somebody directly versus dealing with their agent. Now, $46.9 is the price. It's an 1,800 square foot home on a 36 by 88 foot lot. Nice upgrades in here. I mean, they've certainly done a nice job in the house. The photos look terrific. I'm amazed, and we'll see this. I'll show you later on, is that sometimes agents don't even take as good of pictures as people selling privately. This company will actually come out and take what we call HDR photography, which looks terrific. So good stuff. Bedrooms are a nice size. You've got those little dormer effects here on the walls, which just create an interesting space versus having just 4 square walls. So good looking. I mean, landscaping, they put it all together. It is a little bit higher than you can buy these homes for, so you're obviously paying the premium for move-in ready. Rolfe Terrace is at $549, and so this is what I mean. So the pictures here do not do this one justice at all. I mean, they're blurry, they're sort of stretched. Is that going to make you buy this home? I don't see it, and it's. I know they've done some upgrades in this home. Dark photos, blurry photos. You've got a glass shower there. Like, it's just not highlighting its strengths. $549 is the price. It mentions that it's less than 2,500 square feet. Beyond that, I don't know the size of it. Marshall Crescent, look this one up. This is a Newgate model, so it's just a touch under 2,500 square feet. It's got 4 bedroom, 3 washroom, 2 full. Weird possession. It says 60 days. Or November 7th. So I don't know. That's a big difference between 60 days and November 7th. It's got hardwood on the main level. I don't really see anything else. We've seen the same model, even on Lancaster, sit around with a finished basement in like the 530s. So is 589 possible? It's definitely on the high side of what I'd consider fair for what they're usually selling for. But who knows? Wait for the photos on this one. Leech Landing is one of the Spirit plans. It's 26 something square feet, and it's at $589. And you've got the hardwood stairs, hardwood floors. You've got some nice lighting. You've got some California shutters. Maybe, right? I mean, this you can certainly find homes getting close to 6 that are bigger than this by at least a couple hundred square feet, and they're still decently upgraded. So again, probably high side affair, but there's not a whole lot for sale right now in that range. Gooch Crescent is at $679, and so we're looking at a hazelnut model, half wall between the 2 rooms, so it has a pretty open concept layout, and you can see some of the photos here. It's got a great floor plan. Blurry photo for this pond. I don't even know if that's the pond behind Ravine Lot. I don't know. Ravine Lot, I would guess, typically adds I would say $20,000, $30,000, maybe a touch more on a home like this that's a little bit more expensive. So the question is, if you took that out of the equation, do we see other listings that are selling around the same size with these upgrades up in the sort of 630, 640 range? Again, probably high side of fair in my eyes. Q6 Circle, this is a Queens Grove model. It says 3,800 square feet. I thought it was a little bit closer to 36, but whatever. That's something we'll have to break out the floor plans. $899. It's a 56 by 98 foot lot. That's a good sized piece of land. Cusick has some good lots on here. It's great upgrades. I mean, beautiful. Like, it's just, you can't even list all the upgrades. There's actually two different staircases. There's a front lofted room you saw in one of the photos, pot lights in the master. You've got hardwood upstairs, and you've got a nice private backyard. So in addition to a bigger lot, private backyard too. So end of last year, very hard to sell these. There was a home not far from here that on Potts that was sort of a little bit smaller, well upgraded with a big size lot, not a ravine. I mean, that was just in the low sevens. So $899. We're seeing a better market. This would be, I mean, if they sold at asking price, would be the highest sale ever. I don't know. I mean, anything over $850 so far in Milton has been triple car garage. I mentioned that I think yesterday. So that's the list, and there is enough room to put a pool in a home like this. That's the list. If you have any questions, give us a call. And of course, just like I said before, buyer class Thursday night. So I'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.